You're in a coffee shop waiting for a meeting that isn't really a meeting. No agenda. No deck. No proposal. You texted Marcus 3 weeks ago, former coworker, 2 years since you worked together, and asked if he wanted to grab coffee. You don't need anything from him. You just fell out of touch, and that felt like a small, unnecessary loss. He shows up 4 minutes late. Orders black coffee. You talk for 40 minutes. His new job, your business, a project he's stuck on that isn't your lane, but you know a photographer who could help. You send the introduction from the table while he's still talking. You split the check. You walk out. 3 weeks later, Marcus sends an email. My coworker has a friend who needs branding work. I told him you're the person. That email becomes a client named Raymond. A $4,800 contract. A retainer that follows. 3 more referrals from Raymond's network over the next year. All of it from a coffee with no agenda. Go back 4 years. You are 32. Freelance graphic designer in Austin. For clients. 2 from Upwork. 1 from a cold email campaign. 1 from a friend of a friend named Derek. The Upwork clients treat you like a form. Every revision is a negotiation. Every invoice takes 2 follow-ups. Derek has never questioned a quote. He sent 2 referrals. He once mailed you a bottle of hot sauce from New Mexico because you'd mentioned in passing you liked spicy food. You spend 80% of your energy on the first 3. You spend almost none on Derek. One afternoon, you count the hours spent on cold outreach over the past 3 months. 41 hours. Then you count what Derek brought in, including referrals, over the same 3 months. $8,400. From 0 hours of outreach. You sit with that math for a long time. You open your contacts. You pick 7 people you genuinely like and lost touch with. You text each one. Not a pitch. Just, hey, been a while, how's things? 3 respond that week. Nothing comes of any of it immediately. You do it anyway. You also start doing one thing after every project wraps. 3 weeks later, not immediately, 3 weeks, you send a short email. Not asking for more work. Just, how's the launch going? Did the site do what you hoped? One client replies, actually there's a phase 2. Hadn't thought to loop you in, but now that you mention it. You didn't ask for the work. You just stayed in the room after the door closed. Your friend Devin is technically stronger on the design side, and he knows it. But he disappears after delivery. No follow-up. Just a closed project and a new cold pitch cycle. Devin is always hunting. You are starting to not have to. There's a small business meetup the first Thursday of every month at a brewery near your apartment. You went once 8 months ago, handed out cards, got nothing, didn't go back. You go again. This time without cards. You just talk to people about what they're building. At the 3rd meetup, you introduce a photographer to an event planner. You can't benefit from it. You do it because the connection seems obvious and they both have your number. 2 months later, the event planner sends you a client. You didn't earn that referral by being the best designer she knew. You earned it by paying attention to what she needed before she needed anything from you. 6 months in, nearly 60% of your revenue is coming from someone who was sent by someone else. You haven't touched Upwork in 4 months. Referred clients are different. They trust you before the first call. The brief is clearer. Invoices go through without a chase. Not because they're nicer people, because someone vouched for you before you said a word. You raise your rates. 2 referred clients don't blink. You ask Raymond at coffee why he keeps sending people. He says, because you showed up in person to review the signage when you could have done it over email. Because you remembered my daughter's name. Because when you said Thursday, it was their Thursday. None of that is talent. All of it is behavior. You're back in a coffee shop. Different one. New client. Referred by Raymond's cousin. You're 5 minutes early. 3 hours later, you walk out with a signed scope. On the drive home, you text Marcus. Not about the referral. Just checking in. How's the job? How's his daughter? Whether he ever made it to that place in Austin. 30 seconds. A red light. That text will probably produce nothing. Or it will produce the next Raymond. You've stopped trying to predict which. You just keep sending the texts.